you don't want to be inspired, this live is not for you. If you don't want to be challenged, this live is not for you. I titled it Know Your Worth, man, because you know I'm all about that. And there's so many ways we can know our worth, that we should know our worth. I want to share this message with you, man. I'm 3 miles into my run. I just ran some hill sprints, and I don't say that stuff to brag or whatever, bro, but I say this. I say if you want to do something with your life, you got to do it. It's just facts, man. People can tell me how to get in shape. People can tell me what to do. People can preach to me like I'm about to preach to you. But at the end of the day, if you don't believe it in your own life, at the end of the day, if you don't exercise in your own life, at the end of the day, if you don't apply it to your own life, ain't nothing gonna change. Like, we too good with being inspired. We too good with looking out and being inspired. We too good with feeling good about something but not changing it. You know what I'm saying? Feeling good about something and keeping the same mess in your life is not going to do nothing with your life. So listen, if you don't want to be inspired right now, get off of here. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not one of these people that want you on here just to be on here. I want people who want to be inspired. I want people that want to be challenged. Like, period. I'm not being insensitive today. It's just real, because I'm not going to let you continue not to know your worth, continue not to be the greatest version of yourself, continue to live a lesser life, and you live in depression, you live in anxiety, you live in all these things. I know those things come, right? I battle those things just like you, but I don't stay there. You know, I'm doing the work every single day, to make sure that I make the changes to my life necessary, to make sure that I'm living a life that's worth living, to make sure that I'm not selling for less in my life like a lot of us do. And I get it. We can come up with all the excuses in the world, and excuses. We come up with all the excuses in the world. We can say this, we can say that, but until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, nothing's going to change until you get out here and actually put in the work in your life. So you can complain about health all you want. What are you doing with your health? Are you really putting yourself in the best position to be the most healthy as you can be? Okay, you can talk about worth and people who are treating you wrong all that you want, but are you keeping these people in your life? Are you doing your best to get yourself out of that environment? That's the question I want to ask you right now. Okay, because too many times we accept less. We accept a lesser version of ourselves. We accept someone else's view of our life, and we accept that as our truth. You're letting people who don't see your worth, you're letting people who don't believe in themselves, you're letting people who are hurt themselves sit here and dictate how you feel about your own life. You're letting people who have no experience in loving themselves, no experience in growing their life, no experience in giving good to this world. And you're letting them dictate how you feel about yourself. You're letting them dictate the journey of your life. And when you look back on life, you're going to be upset because you let somebody or something or a lot of somebodies make you take a journey that wasn't meant for your life to take, because you sit here and believe the lies. You sit here and believe their view of you. You sit here and believe their opinions. You sit here and believe their criticisms. There's somebody right now that has a dream. There's somebody right now that has a vision. There's somebody right now that wants to start a brand. There's so many people out there right now that want to do something with their life, but they never do it because they're so afraid of what people are going to say. They never do it because maybe their parents didn't support them. They never do it because their friends laughed at them, and they keep their greatness in a box. Okay? That is on you. People can say, Trent, you suck. Can't nobody stop me from showing up. People can say, Trent, I'm tired of your messages, or you don't talk about this, you don't do that. They can't stop me they can't silence my voice without my permission. I continue to show up every single day, and I'm not making this about me. I'm not making myself better. There's nothing great about me, right? If I said, if anything was great about me, the greatest thing about me is that I don't allow other people outside of me to dictate how I feel about my life permanently. Right? Does it hurt sometimes? Yeah. But then I assess it and I say, okay, is this a person that I should believe? Like, they're not even happy with their own life. So why should I take their advice about my life? Is this a person I should let in my environment? They don't even respect my worth. So when you know your worth, man, when you know your worth, it's holistically knowing your worth. It's not just emotionally. It's not just physically. It's not just spiritually. You really know your worth. And the more you know your worth, somebody I preach all the time, the less people you'll get in your life trying to lower yourself. Trying to lower you, because they understand that you live by some standards. They understand that you live by some values, and they understand their pettiness can't stop your happiness. They understand their hate can't stop your greatness. They understand the games they play. You ain't playing in them. You ain't checked in those games because you're so focused on what you got to do. You know exactly where you want to go. So I got a question for you. Do you really know your worth? Do you really know yourself? Or have you allowed this world to program you into believing something else? So many of us said we've been programmed by our past. We've been programmed by our parents. We've been programmed by society. We've been programmed by social media. We've been programmed by comparison. We've been programmed, and now we're living a lesser version of ourselves. And now we're living a life that we don't even know who we are. We feel so disconnected from ourselves. The reason you feel disconnected, because you're not connected to your true being. You're not connected to your soul. You're connected to people's opinions. You're connected to the hurt. You're connected to the sadness. You're connected to the pain, but you're not connected to the purpose. And when you connect to the purpose in your heart, I promise you, you'll rise above all that crap. Does it mean it's not going to be in your life? No. We can't stop things from entering our life, but we sure can control if we let those things affect our life. No, we can't stop people from saying things about our life, but we sure can control what we believe about our life. So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? Enough with the excuses. But Trent, you don't understand. Like, that's super insensitive. Trent, you don't understand what I'm going through. I get it. I'm not being insensitive. There's a lot in my life that I've been through. And some of you have been through worse than me. I get it. But what's it going to be? Is that going to be the story for the rest of our life? Is that going to be your story for the rest of your life? Some of us, we stand on a chapter that was supposed to be done. And we blame God oftentimes, like, God has me in this season. God might allow you to go through that season, but sometimes God didn't intend for you to stay in that season for the rest of your life. Some of us, we're in seasons way longer than we're supposed to be in. Because maybe we're lazy, maybe we don't know our worth, maybe we don't know our value, and we're standing seeing. Some of us are stuck on a chapter that was supposed to grow your life, that was supposed to change your life and shape your life, but you're choosing to stay on that chapter, and this is going to be the rest of your story. So you got to make the decision right now. You got to make a decision to turn the page, and it won't be easy. You got to make a decision to protect your environment. It won't be easy, and you got to make a decision to level up on your life. And the more you build confidence in your soul, the more how do I build confidence, Trent? Well, go show yourself. Go show yourself. Even if it's going out here and running some hills, go show yourself you can do something, because the more belief you have in yourself, the more belief you have in God, the more you believe you have in your purpose, then it's harder for these things to tear you down. It's harder it's like you become bulletproof to all negativity coming in your life. Bulletproof. Do you think that I deal with negativity every single day? Absolutely. But the thing is, I don't deal with it. Do you think negativity tries to penetrate my soul every single day? Absolutely. But I never deal with those things, okay? And I don't want to say never deal with them, because I want y'all to think like I'm super optimistic. But if I do deal with it, I turn that negativity into a positive thing for my life. Don't stay stuck on where you're at, okay? Make a decision. It doesn't have to be some big decision, okay? I know so many of us, we want to be healed like tomorrow. It's not going to work like that. We want everything to change, but it's about planting a seed. I talked about this in my podcast. You're here on Wednesday. Every single day you can plant a seed. Every single day you can plant a seed. And the fruit that you guys see today in my life, right? The fruit never lies. I tell people all the time, the fruit never lies, right? You can say this about my life. You can say that. You can say whatever. The fruit never lies. You say, Trent, you're a bad father. The fruit never lies. Trent, you don't really help people. The fruit never lies. The fruit never lies. People can pretend. People can preach it. The fruit never lies. And the fruit that you see in my life today is nothing but the seeds that I planted for the past decade. Every single day is a day that every single day today you're planting a seed. You're planting a seed in your household. You're planting a seed right now on social media. You're planting a seed when you leave the house. Every single day you're planting seeds. The question that I want to ask you as I leave here, what seeds are you planting? Negative seeds or positive seeds? And when you look at the fruit of your life, if you look at the fruit of your life, it will tell you the seeds that have been planted. And maybe you didn't plant them, but maybe you allow people to come in your garden that had no business being there, and you allowed them to plant seeds in your garden. And the harvest isn't reaped by them. The harvest is reaped by you. As they say, you reap what you sow, but also you reap what other people sow in your life too. All right, so protect your garden, protect your life, protect your soul. That's a part of knowing your worth, okay? That's a part of knowing your worth. And it's that simple. Life is, I don't want to be insensitive, guys, because I don't want you to be like, oh, Trent, life is how we see it. I'm just being honest. Like, life is hard as you want to make it, as hard as you see it, as hard as you believe it to be. We often put a lot more stress in our life that needs to be there, okay? So just be conscious of the seeds that you plant, and just plant a seed of peace, of positivity every single day. And if you don't, say, okay, today sucked, but I'm going to dig up that seed and I'm going to plant more seeds of positivity tomorrow. And the more seeds of positivity is going to outgrow those weeds of negativity in your life, all right? If you were out here right now, sitting right here, and we're out here walking, everything that you've asked me, everything that you would ask me a question, I've already talked about. I can guarantee you. I've talked about it. It's on my podcast. I've talked about it on lives. There's no magic thing that I'm keeping from you guys. Everything that you would ask me about help, I've talked about. So if we talked in person, it would be the same thing you're hearing, okay? It's about responsibility. It's about your environment. It's about knowing your worth, all those things that I talk about. This is peaceful. This is God's natural medicine for the soul. I don't know a person that goes in nature and doesn't feel peaceful. All right, go in nature to release, to disconnect. And it's funny because I disconnect just to connect to you guys, but I do take time for myself. And I always feel refreshed, revived, and renewed when I go back into the world. Okay? Nature heals. It's God's natural medicine for the soul. And I appreciate it. All right? Let's get it, man. Holla at me. Straight up.